full of water. I stay hot tub. Hot, stay very, very, very hot. Stay hot there, hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay
James,
hot
good
tub.
morning, man. What's up?
Just hanging out in the hot tub, man. Wonderful day in paradise.
Get in, baby, get in.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Chilly in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Will you make me wet?
Yeah.
Hot
Is
tub's
it-
finally turning up today.
Is that a Baby Ruth floating? What's going on in the hot tub?
It's still good. It's still good.
Well,
It's not that bad.
you know Glenn's in the hot tub, so who knows? Anyway, Glenn, did you see? That kind of made me mad. The pet contest. We sent a picture. I mean, somebody sent a picture of you in there.
Oh man, no.
Did you send your dog picture in there?
No. We talked about it, but he said no, he didn't want to do
I didn't know we were doing it. I saw a picture on Facebook.
Had to enter him in the horse category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Finally get some. You know, I thought it was supposed to storm a lot yesterday, and we didn't get much. Where I live, we didn't get much
I'm
at all.
surprised you showed up yesterday.
Well, it's hard to do it. I'm getting about sick of doing it, to be honest with you. But I'm here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. James, who are you wearing today?
I got the Freddie Freeman Braves jersey going on today.
All right.
Good.
Memories.
You know, we're getting closer and closer to football. Once football gets out, this month is the toughest for me. July. I will be glad when SEC Media Days get started. At least you can watch the players they send. And they came out with a list of everybody they're sending their players, the lineup and all those things. I think Mark's going to be down there, Mark McLeod. We'll talk to him. Hopefully we'll talk to him today at 8:30. Dr. Ward, I'm not sure we'll have him today or not. He is he might be out of town. Hopefully we'll get him. If not, we'll get him next Wednesday for sure. But we're getting a little bit closer and closer to college football. I think it's under 7 weeks now before it gets cranked up. I wanted to ask you something, Glenn. Really two things. Coach Deaton passing away.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that was pretty sad. I mean, he meant a lot to a lot of people. How many years?
35
years,
education.
25,
yeah.
35, something, whatever it was. It's incredible. But, and that, he's the one that started that wrestling program over there?
No, George Mulligan did, but he started the girls track team.
Did he really?
Yeah, and so and
didn't he hire some little guy named Conrad Moon? I mean, Glenn Malin?
Conrad Moon. He's not the little guy, but yeah, he hired a little guy. So yeah, he gave me my first start at Bay High as a high school coach, and you know, I got to know him because when I was coaching at Bay, we played Rosenwall right there at Tommy Oliver. Like 1 o'clock, and by the end of the game, they were out in the bleachers, the coaching staff and the players. They were going to go through their walkthrough for Thursday, and the guy that ended up playing for Bay High School, Eddie Moore, kicked a game-winning field goal for us. And back then, this was like, you know, the late '70s. Not many people were kicking field goals, and
Right.
So Eddie ended up playing safety for them, and we actually went to Memphis and played football. So,
Awesome, man.
yeah, so he called me one day and said, "Hey, I got this field goal kicker I want you to look at." So, you know, I came over there, but he's such a hardcore guy to start with. Scared the crap out of me at first. He was, you know, a little intimidated. But once you get to know him, man, I tell you what, he's your best friend, and you really, really know he wants it done the right way, and he just makes you a better coach and makes you a better athlete. So, you know.
Well, he'll be missed. I know his sons, his family.
Oh yeah,
good people.
They're
man,
big
really
time.
good people.
And David played baseball at Southern Miss, and Mark and his son
He's got a
Zach.
great education. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
they started the wrestling program. So
And what's this other thing going on? One of the fields they've gone from so much money. I thought I read 11,000, 15,000. What is that about?
it's a rental for the practice. I think it's the I don't used to call it midget league, but the football
For the little kids?
The little kids, yeah. The renting the field has gone up astronomically, I think, at Lynn Haven. So we need to make sure we try to get that back down, because this is one of those things where the kids are engaged in a sport, which, you know, makes them more disciplined, makes them study and things like that. So, and it also gives them a little more discipline.
Keeps them off the streets.
Yes,
yeah.
it does. And so we need more of that. We got some great coaches here doing all that. So
You think they're going to adjust that rate? Or
I don't know, but those coaches, you know, really don't get paid.
Hey, I think Ward's going to call us. I think we're good.
You know, those coaches don't get paid. They're doing it, you know, for the love of the kids, and so we really need to keep that going. It's a big thing around here. And you know, I started coaching way back in like 1972 when I was in the Air Force. I coached Springfield Millville Matadors with a couple of a guy named Jack Stanley, and so we were black and red, and there was there's about 8 or 9 just in this town. So, you know, you can go to Lynn Haven Raiders, you can go to Parker Pirates, and the Callaway Rebels was still going on, and the Cove Cherry Seminoles, and Tyndall had two teams. They had the Voodoos and the Falcons, and so, you know, Parker Pirates. You know, so it was a great league.
Talk about your interview with Nick. How'd that go, you guys?
Nick, you know, it was really well. You know, proud papa, of course, and you know, proud community. And, you know, we went through some of the things of the process, and they had been on him, and you know, the atmosphere when Coleman pitched, there was always scouts there, and so they knew as a sophomore somebody was really onto him. And then they bring in the guys that check the scouts to see, and then you bring in the people from the front office, so they actually knew they were really after him. So
that's unbelievable. I mean, he might be one of the best players to ever play this part of the state. He's something special, no doubt about that. I wonder if he did what Colonel Tom Parker did to Elvis. When they got ready to split up, you know, Colonel wrote down everything he ever spent on Elvis and everything. It came up to about $8-something million. I don't know if Nick, as a parent, do you write down, hey, look, son, this cost, this cost, this
I taught
cost.
you how to use a fork,
yeah,
you know, stuff like
and
that.
then slide the bill over there.
Well,
no, Nick would never do that.
No, here's
Nick
the
would
thing,
never do
though.
that.
I did ask him if we could, since we promoted him so well, we could get 10%. So he
10, hell, I want 20.
He kind of balked at that, but you know. So, but we did put Nick on the map anyway. So Coleman put himself on the map.
Speaking of on the map, let's call this guy right now the legend, the Alabama Crimson Tide himself, Mike. Good morning, sir.
I love Alabama. Alabama the beautiful.
There you go.
Stars fell on Alabama. I just don't like the Crimson Tide.
There you go.
Anyway, I wanted to set the record straight on Coach Deaton the other day. They probably did win the state championship, like through the, you know, when they beat Lytton by, you know, the news media. You know, they didn't have playoffs, but they might have met Lytton at Jackson. You know, the Rotary, the Lions, the Kiwanis, you know, the Moonshiners. They used to put on bowls in Tennessee, and they would. Of course, Glenn doesn't know about that because he never went to one.
No, that's true.
But I suffered one afternoon at the Tobacco Bowl, and we won't really want to go into that.
Hartsville. You played at Hartsville, didn't you?
Hartsville, right there on the creek bank. Yellow Jackets rule the creek bank, the Satterfields and all them. Anyway, but I wondered if Coach, how old was Coach Deaton?
81, I believe.
Oh, he's okay. Here's what he did. I was telling James about this before y'all put me on the air. He played against Spurrier in the. We did have state baseball playoffs back then, and he played against Spurrier, but Spurrier's team came all the way from Johnson City and beat them at Memphis Central in '63, I believe. So it's just amazing how connected we all are. I didn't know Coach Deaton. I only knew him through the News Journal and reading the News Journal or the Tallahassee Democrat, which I would buy on Saturdays. I used to buy the Dothan Eagle, the News, on Saturdays because I had a job where I could read a lot on the job, and that's how I knew him. But I mean, he was a great influence. And my point about the other coach I was talking about was that coaches do touch people beyond school, the school zone, and I'm sure you guys have all done that. I had a couple of my players actually lived in my house. I made them pay rent because they were college guys, but I don't mean to make it about me. But anyway, what a great life, and if we could all say that about ourselves, it'd be wonderful. But I'm going to the auto race this weekend.
Yeah.
The Indy Grand Prix. Well, it's not NASCAR now. Don't get excited. It's the IndyCar race. It's IndyCar race, and they're going to run the World Cup on a big screen out at the Nashville Super Speedway, which is actually in Wilson County.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. Y'all have what's the weather like down there?
Beautiful today.
It's
we
beautiful
finally
because Coach
finally
is
see
here.
the sun. Yes, it was pretty yesterday.
It's Ha here, H-A-H, which I won't say what those words mean.
Hey, Mike,
But,
before you
you
go,
know-
let me ask you real
Sure.
quick.
Yeah, okay.
Michigan's athletic department, and Jason or Jim would say football department, they are like this most corrupt athletic department ever all time. I'm not sure about that, but what do you think is going to happen with that athletic director? If y'all heard anything today?
No,
last
I
night?
had not. Yeah.
Mike?
Are you there, Mike?
We lost him.
Uh-oh, did the FBI, was
must
he
be a
on too long?
lie.
I guess
FBI
the
find
guess
him?
the lines finally got cut, man. All right, Mike, if you hear us, call us back.
We talked about corruption, didn't we?
He hung up.
He said, I got to go.
He
Anyway,
heard the black helicopters.
There's nothing new on the.
nothing new on it? Okay. Do y'all know what, I didn't get all of it.
Well, it's okay. It'll come out in the wash.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, your job as an athletic director is to hire people, do things the right way, win championships. He had a basketball national championship, had a football national championship. Yeah, there were a lot of garbage go along with it. But I'm sure Jason will have more on it for me tomorrow.
It is possible he did not know everything crazy that was going on. It is impossible he didn't know some of it.
Exactly.
So,
You think he's gone?
yeah, I think they have to.
Okay. Yeah, and what was it like? One of the assistant coaches come forward and said that everybody knew about it, and that what more or less what happened.
The problem is, especially when you're dealing with the issue like what Sharon Moore is dealing with, that stuff is never going to go away as long as there are still people around who are tied to it, because it's always going to be someone attached to them, and so it will always be asked. You have to clean house. And in some cases, that's unfortunate because someone just may have been guilty by association, but you have to clean house, otherwise it never goes away.
We got time? No.
We got about 3 minutes.
All right, bring him back on. The Mike. Good. Hey, good morning, sir. Nice talking to you.
Okay, good morning again. You had a great question about Michigan being the most corrupt athletic department in college history. I don't know. It's trending that way, but I will say this. The University of Louisville, a great coach, they use prostitutes to recruit. Well, another university out in Texas, which is playing Auburn, they turned their girls into prostitutes. Mm-hmm. So I would say that Baylor is actually the most corrupt ever.
I would tend to agree with you. With a lot of people forget some of the craziness that was going on at Baylor there for a while.
Yeah.
So I didn't know all that stuff.
Oh God,
Yeah,
teammates murdering other teammates.
It was crazy.
Wasn't that basketball?
Yeah.
I remember.
That was in basketball
They've
after a
been
practice.
with every sport.
Glenn,
I'll tell you a Tennessee
did you know about the
story
process?
real quick.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, two regular students at Tennessee were sitting out in the parking lot of maybe the Pilot or Flying J owned by the Haslam brothers. And a Tennessee football player walked up, and it's kind of like Maurice Claret, and he went to rob them. They're like, well, we don't have any money. Do you want a cheeseburger or a corn dog? That really happened. Of course, those guys got sent down the road or up the road maybe. Listen, y'all have a great day.
Wait a minute.
And,
no, time out. Don't hang up.
I won't hang up. No.
Speaking of Tennessee.
No, we're trying to figure out how to turn this into the NCAA.
Johnny Majors, when he was the head football coach there, and Philip Fulmer was the offensive coordinator, I had a guy that everybody in the country wanted, running back, and he went to Tennessee, and I tell you this, I know for a fact, he didn't get a penny. They did everything above board, and of course Tony had a lot of character, and he wouldn't have wanted someone to buy him or anything like that. But
he turned into one of our great runners.
He talked about all the places where he went. He had his best visit was Kentucky. He said it was unbelievable. But he just was drawn to Tennessee, and he liked Johnny Majors, and they did not buy him, and because you always hear these stories, they all cheat, they all do this, they all do that. With that kid, they didn't do anything wrong with that kid. They were first class all the way.
I will tell you this, Coach. When they were recruited, they would take players out to get a steak dinner. I won't say about their accompaniment or the chaperone, but they would have a good dinner. Okay.
Yeah.
Now Vanderbilt. I hate to bring this up. They would buy a case of what's those red apples? The delicious apples. Now, they were nice apples. Now, but they go down to H.G. Hill or wherever and buy a case of red apples and give them out at halftime. I've witnessed that. Wow. Now, I wasn't recruited by either one of them.
Yeah.
But I had a good friend who I hung out with. I kind of was his wingman, and he was recruited by both of them.
Yeah.
And that is the truth.
Yeah.
And recruiting and scheduling, I had a college coach tell me as I went into the field, he said the two most important things are recruiting and scheduling.
You got that right.
And,
And
it is true.
injuries. Yeah.
I
three
thought,
things.
man,
Well, injuries are right. Listen, I'm gonna after August 1st. I'm gonna see someone on August 1st that might give me some good inside information about the team. What's the coach's name at Virginia Tech? James Franklin. Was he the one that used to call Tennessee the school in the East, or was that Bobby Johnson? I don't know.
That was
Or
Glenn
Woody
Manley.
Warford.
That was Glenn Manley.
I call him a lot of things. But, yeah. I figured Vanderbilt would take them down to Ireland and have them biscuits.
Hey, listen, Mike, we got to
Yeah.
take a break, brother.
I only got to go, but I am going to be a Vanderbilt season ticket holder this year.
All
All
right.
right,
God
good job.
bless you.
Good job, baby.
I hope I don't get in a fight there on Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, if you want a great meal today, man, 2 special locations. Beef O'Brady's over in Lynn Haven, 10 wings and a side for $9.99. You can't beat that. Great location, TVs everywhere, customer service like no other. Pat Perno's the city commissioner over there, does an incredible job at everything he does. I love that man. Great man. Guess where he shops a lot at? Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Nobody looks better and feels better. The other place, the legendary, the legend himself, J. Michaels. J. Michaels Studios. The best spaghetti you'll get anywhere, world famous J. Michael Spaghetti, only on Wednesdays, but they still have that best fried shrimp, steaks, burgers, you name it, they got it. The legendary J. Michaels. Get out to one of those 2 places. Have a great time. We'll be right back.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
We got on the phone line Jeffrey Fry, former Major League player. Has baseball really changed so much from when you played?
I think it's changed drastically. And after you get that long home run, you got to stand and admire it and throw your bat and dance around the bases and shoot a three-pointer before you get to third and then pound your chest a few times.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly sunshine this afternoon, an evening with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. And look for the high to be 89. Tonight, there will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 82. Mostly sunny tomorrow with the high of 91. Friday will have a high of 91 and a chance of thunderstorms. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi, folks. Larry Lee at Coin and Bullion Reserves. These idiots in Washington have lost their minds. They've given away all of their money, and now they're trying to give away all of yours and mine. If you're feeling the pinch and you need a few extra bucks for gasoline or rent money or tuition, bring your old gold jewelry to Coin and Bullion Reserves today at the corner of East Avenue and 15th Street in Panama City. No one in the country will pay you more for your gold than Coin and Bullion Reserves, and you can take that to the bank.
Coin and Bullion Reserves.
The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, home for the most popular drink specials in town and now on the beach. Enjoy 2-for-1 house margaritas and draft beer all day, every day. 10% off on Military Mondays, and Tuesdays kids eat free with an adult. Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, now with 2 locations. Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
It's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250-plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
The MLB is in the All-Star break. I'm Justin Hanover with your Braves Radio Network morning update.
Tidal Wave Auto Spa is the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves and your go-to car wash destination all season long. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com to find a location nearest you.
So the Atlanta Braves officially in first place here at the All-Star break at 55-40 after the 4-3 victory, a gutty one in St. Louis on Sunday, beating the Cardinals. The Phillies, though, hard-charging within 2 games of the Braves at 54-43. The Miami Marlins looking really good of late at 52-45. They're 4 games behind Atlanta. Washington, the best offense in baseball. They've scored 516 runs. They're a game below 500. And then the New York Mets. As for the other National League divisions, the Milwaukee Brewers, phenomenal, 59-37, a run differential of of 126. And in the West, of course, the LA Dodgers, just unbelievable how good they have been. Their run differential through the roof, over 150 runs better they've scored than given up. That team just looking for a third straight championship. On the back burner there in the NL West, the Diamondbacks, Padres, Giants, and then Rockies.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
These men need inspiration.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
They're motivated by Vicodin and Road Skank.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Glenn Manley, Brian's with us, and Big James behind the board. We were talking, some good talk between the breaks there. And I'm not a big Tennessee fan, but I did pull for the Vols when Tony played there. But I'll be honest with you, they did a class job recruiting when Johnny Major's there and Philip Fulmer, because you always hear everybody cheats on everything they do. And that's not true. That isn't true. Bobby Bowden, when he recruited some of the kids we had, everything was by the book. Mickey recruited this part, and when I was in Central Florida, then down in Southwest Florida, of course, they had different coaches down there. I want you to tell about that story when Coach Bowden came down to the chariot races, because I do remember y'all putting those on. Tell everybody about that story and about him going to the store. You take him to the store.
Well, he flew in, and of course, when Coach Bowden comes in, he was actually going to speak. He spoke earlier at a luncheon or something with the FSU club, but he came down to watch the chariot races and spoke first.
And y'all used to chariot races be at Bay High School, FCA.
And what you do chariot races, you put 3 people on a blanket and you pull them around and then you swap out till you get through, and so
till they slide off and hit their head against the wall. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And sliding around the corner. The turns were hard, but anyway, we were going back, and he liked to chew a little bit. He didn't, and so we were taking him back to the airport, and we were going across 231. Used to be called the Sputnik or something right there, and so he went in there and to get some chewing tobacco. I said, Coach, just tell me what you want, and I'll get it. No, you can't buy it for me. So I go in there with him. And so he goes up there, and the guy sees him and says, you look familiar. And Coach kind of something like, yeah, I got that kind of face or something. And finally the guy recognized who he was, and when he just said his name out real loud, like, Coach Bowden, And so by the time there was like 8 or 10 people in the store, and they all came forward. They weren't buying anything, so Coach signed a couple of things for them, and we got in there, and he drove to the airport.
He treats people good.
He does. Yeah. And one of the tricks he pulled on me was, Coach, I know Mickey Andrews put him up to it. They were recruiting Jared big time. So I'm down
Jared Moon.
Jared Moon. And so I'm down in the gym, and they sent somebody down. Coach Bowden wants to see Coach Manley. Like, okay, so I go up there, and they're taking a picture. There's Mickey and Coach Bowden and Conrad and Jackie, and then and I think the principal even got in on this picture. So he says, Coach Manley, come stand here by me right now. And I looked at him and said, I just can't be the shortest guy in this picture. And so I was like, dang. But I know Mickey put him up to it. So, but anyway, he was a great guy, and so.
I'll tell you another school that did not do anything wrong recruiting, because they recruited some kids of ours.
Roll.
Well, that's the Florida Gators. When Spurrier was there, they did not do anything wrong, believe me. He was first class. Bowden. So, you say, everybody always says they all cheat, everybody. They don't. Maybe they do for some of the players, but they don't cheat every single time for every single player.
No.
Like I said, Tony wouldn't have wanted that. I know he's a first-class individual. And Jared Moon, I know, is a first-class individual, and he wouldn't want anybody trying to buy him or anything like that. But anyway, the first time Bowden came, first time I met him way back in early 80s was Lake Wells. They came down, and my principal was a big FSU fan. You know what? I take it back. I don't think he was a principal then. I think he was not the principal then, but he got into administration. But anyway, talking about Keith Wyndham, but he loved Coach Bowden. And when Coach Bowden walked in, he signed our center, Brian Law. And I don't think he played much at FSU, but he was a really good high school football player. Played center for us. Not that big, not that tall, but thick. And you should have seen the kids lined up just to see Coach Bowden. He was like a rock star.
I know.
And this was way back in the '80s, you know,
Right.
when he got that thing rolling down there. But he has had that ability to make you feel like you're best, like you've known him your whole life, and like like he's your uncle or your big brother or something. I can't explain it. Whatever it is,
he just treated you like you've known you all
Yeah.
your life. If he was talking to you, you were the special person at that time.
And if you didn't like Florida State or didn't like him, and then if you like, some people, I just hate FSU. I can't stand him because they win. But once you got around that guy and met him, I guarantee you those people like that would like him. They wouldn't hate him after they got to know him.
I got to tell you the story he told at the clinic when he said, he was driving home from wherever he was, and he was going through Quincy, and so he sees the camera flash. So he's going, I know I've stopped. So he goes.
Oh, like a police thing?
No, there's a camera on the thing. He could see it, took a picture of his car. And so he said, well, I know I stopped. I know I didn't run the red light. So he goes back around again, and it takes another picture. So he ended up taking 3 pictures of him because he didn't have his seatbelt on. And so he's going like, he got this ticket for
do you sign autographs in it so they take care of it?
Yeah, I guess so. But then one of the things he said, he said, I really don't drive the car, just hold the wheel, and Ann tells me where.
The biggest mistake that Alabama ever did was that they fired the president, I think, the next year. He was gone the next year when Coach Brown thought he was going in to meet with the people when he was going to be there, because he was kind of led to believe, it's your job, you just got to meet with these people. He got in there and said it was an interview. And that made him upset. Of course, that's when he signed that long-time contract with the FSU. And I think, is that when they hired Curry, or is that when they hired Stallings? Well, I think it was Curry.
I think it was Curry, yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe we gave up?
Well, we're glad you did.
Unbelievable. And one other thing about him, we went to, when Mickey, remember when they built, like you were talking about, all the new end zone stuff, the restaurant down there and all that kind of stuff? Well, we went over there and saw Mickey. It was Tommy, myself, and I don't know who, maybe it was Billy. But we went over there, spent some time with Mickey, and he goes, come on, we'll go see Coach Bowden. Well, he goes, I think he's up. We were thinking, like, what? Well, I didn't know. He's getting up to our age where he takes a nap.
Right.
So his secondary goes, I think he's, y'all can go in there. And he's the coach. And he goes, yeah. When we get in there, he had just got up off the couch. His hair was messed up. And Tommy Sema loved him. I mean, he was talking to him and stuff like that. But you talk, just a good man. And he didn't have to be. He could be. He could act any way he wanted.
And he seemed to know. He seemed to know the coaches you were connected with.
Oh yeah, he was smart, man.
Yeah,
he knew what was going on. He was. I'll never forget when we used him against. We wouldn't play Wakulla in the playoffs. Him and Chuck and I think Mick, I can't sure
I
Mickey
think they're
was
all
there.
three. I went there to watch the game.
They had that huge linebacker. Everybody wanted Wakulla. Yeah. He was a great player.
He was, yeah.
But we were like, I said, you see him? I said, he didn't even know who y'all are. I said, he's in their end zone. Is he over here talking to us? He don't think we can play. He don't think y'all worth a dang. Our kids wanted to show. They all wanted Bobby Bowden to recognize him.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that later on. He mentioned our team beating them. So anyway, how much time we got?
I got about a minute and a half.
Hopefully the legend will call us in just a little bit. I'm hoping he calls. If not, we'll jump into something else. Brian, what's going on with your swim? Well, how much time we got?
Got about a minute, so let's hit some sponsors.
Okay,
it's good.
No, you're supposed to.
It's great. They're doing well. That's wonderful. Couldn't ask for better.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
You didn't say fine. It's fine.
Hey, we talk about all the time. You want to get a good FSU bracelet, necklace, whatever. They can design a Bobby Bowden necklace for you if you want to.
They designed a great one for me for FSU.
They can do anything. David Adams, Russ Ammer, and Patrick go down and say, look, this is what I want. I want this perfect thing for my little daughter, my wife, my grandkids. They'll do it for you. You got jewelry. You got some old jewelry. You just want to know, hey, how much this is worth? I might want to sell this to you, then buy something else. Hey, they do it. They do it all. They give you top dollar. Wonderful people. David Adams, Designer Jewelry. James has got his name up on the list.
Got my list going on.
We got to go down there, Glenn, and get him something.
Okay.
I'll drive you by. Hopefully the legend will call us here in a second. I'll hold off on him until we get back. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Do what Pat Perno does. Go see Jason Kovaleski. I guarantee you he can help you what to eat, what not to eat, what to take, what not to take. And you can try it before you buy it. Jason Kovalevsky, Master Fit Sports Nutrition. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It saved baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Are you in need of reliable, secure, convenient self-storage? Too much stuff and not enough room to put it all? Stop on by to Your Storage Units. With a wide selection of climate and non-climate self-storage units, Your Storage Units is sure to have just what you need. From a small 5x5 to as large as a 10x20 and up. Just remember, if you need more space and less clutter, call Your Storage Units 850-252-4309 at 7100 US 98 right over the Halfway Bridge and PCB behind the Taco Bell.
Are you thinking of doing a fundraiser? Well, Krispy Kreme Donuts, next to HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan, says, let's raise some dough. Earn up to 50% profit with a Krispy Kreme fundraiser in-shop or online. So let's raise some dough. At Krispy Kreme Donuts, next to HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan.
I'd like to introduce.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
Milk was a bad choice.
If I could just have your attention. 60% of the time, it works every time.
If anyone wants to switch jobs, let me know.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
I have many leather-bound books.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That's cool you got to get in there with him. All right, and welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Skin cancer can be deadly. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, go get it checked out. I did, and they found it. And I will be worked on by the greatest, the one and only, Dr. Ward. And we have the legend on with us right now. Doc, how you doing, sir?
I am doing great. How about you, Coach?
I want to tell you, you did a great job shooting off those fireworks in D.C. I saw a picture of you lighting those fuses. You did a hell of a job, buddy.
Man, I tell you what a show that was. It was, it was late because they had to delay it due to some lightning in the area. But, Trump does everything bigger and better. And he made sure America's 250 fireworks show was absolutely amazing.
Where did you go when they delayed it? I heard this lightning was bad. You couldn't be outside. Where'd you guys go?
We were hosted by Congressman Jimmy Petronas, so we were hanging out in his congressional office.
Yeah.
Not a bad place to hang out during the weather delay.
Yeah. How's Jimmy doing?
Jimmy's great. He was there with his wife Katie and his two boys Theo and Johnny, and it was a lot of fun hanging out with them.
Is it true that you did go sleep in the Lincoln Room or somewhere up in the White House? Is any truth to that?
I wish. I ain't quite got the money to get a night in the Lincoln Room.
It just seemed like we talked about when we got back after the 4th of July. I just thought this is maybe one of the best 4th of Julys I can remember. It seemed like everybody was together. Everything was great. I do remember 1976 was pretty good. But this one, I thought this was an outstanding 4th of July. And again, I have never seen anything like the one in D.C. The one in New York was good. They showed that on TV, but the one in D.C. was incredible.
Yeah, I think people are proud to be Americans. We live in the best country. We have the best sports, and it's a great time to be an American.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you given any advice to Nick or his son what he should do? Should he take the big-time money? Just go to Auburn, get that great education. What's he going to do?
All indications are that Coleman is going to sign with the Padres. They wouldn't have taken him with the 21st pick if there were questions about signability. And he did a podcast shortly after he got drafted by them with it's kind of like a Padres baseball one. He basically said he was 99% signing with the Padres. So Auburn is going to have to figure something else out. And I actually think Coleman is probably over in San Diego right now. I don't know if it's today, but I know this week he was headed to San Diego.
Yeah, Glenn Bryan had Coach on Monday. I wasn't here, and he has some proud parents right there. Him and his wife. His wife's the principal there, wonderful lady, and of course Nick's he's as good as gold. How proud they are of not only his son, but that entire baseball team, state championship baseball team, all the other kids that play on that team. But, John, Coach, do you think he is probably one of the best players, if not the best players in the Panhandle in a long, long time, maybe ever?
Well, not only does he have amazing skills, he's just such a fierce competitor. He really is the whole package, and he is such a good kid too. It's just great to see a kid work his tail off, have the physical gifts, and just I can't think of a kid or a family that deserves success more than the Borthwicks.
Well, we had Eli and Moss, Coop Moss. They're going to go to South Florida. I think Eli was on yesterday afternoon show.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him I saw him at the gym and talked to him briefly. I guess he's going down looking for a place to live and everything. But what do you think? What do you think about them, South Florida? What do you think? That was a good move. I think it's a good move for both of them. They want to play. They don't want to sit on the bench. They both met with Coach, and I think maybe it's good for both programs, both ways.
Yeah. I happened to be driving home yesterday, listening to 104.3, and I actually heard Eli's entire interview. And I don't know Eli well, but man, he was so well spoken.
Oh, he's a great kid.
And such he seems like a fabulous kid too. And he basically just said, I could be a reliever at Florida or a starter at USF, and he's draft eligible going into next year because I guess he turns 21 before the draft, because normally you have to be in college for 3 years, but I guess if you turn 21 before the draft, you can do it after 2 years. He wants to get seen. He wants to pitch 5-6 innings a game and be a starter. And I guess if USF has told him that's in the cards, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, his dad is a coach and teacher at Surfside. Mother, wonderful people. Yeah, they're both outstanding people. Of course, they produce a great kid like that. Same thing with Coop. His mom and dad, outstanding people, and you see what a great kid Coop is. But you know what? It makes me sad in some ways. I think it was Kirby. I'm almost 99% sure it was Kirby that said this, that back not too long ago, those teams he coached at Alabama would destroy some of these teams last couple of years that have won national championships because he said the depth of those teams was that we had first-round draft picks on second and third team. Even his teams at Georgia, and I think it was 22 or 21, one of them, he said those teams were so much better than the teams now because of the depth, because nobody stays anymore. You have a loaded roster of football players. You have a loaded roster of baseball players. And I just don't think we're going to see that much anymore because you can transfer out and play somewhere else. That's the reason I think Southern Mississippi baseball's gotten pretty good.
Well, the rules are getting ready to change, though. They're going to go to the 5 years of eligibility and only one transfer, at all. So, right now, we're still in the whole NIL, do what's best for you this year. And once the rules change, it's going to be really interesting to see how that affects, the number of transfers. If a kid knows you've only got one transfer during your 5 years, that's going to change the calculus significantly.
I just don't trust judges. Let me put it that way. We'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. I don't know. I think you were out when all this stuff was happening. Maybe you were still here, but this amazed me that Texas Tech went after that quarterback, knowing all the dirt, still went after him, knowing they had a judge in their back pocket. They did it anyway. That to me, that was just absolutely crazy. Anyway, let's switch to Florida. I want to ask you some questions about the Florida Gators, their baseball program. They had. I looked at this. The number of players drafted off Georgia's baseball team. I guess this is correct. I saw it. 13. Arkansas had 12. LSU 8. Oklahoma 5. Ole Miss 8. Oklahoma 8.
Ole
Texas
Miss had
A&M
like
8.
8 pitchers drafted. It was insane.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
crazy.
Auburn had 7, and the Florida Gators only had 6. Tied with Tennessee and Texas was 6. Vandy had 5. Alabama only 4. Kentucky 4. Mississippi State 4. South Carolina 3. And of course Missouri is terrible. They had 2. What's your thoughts on Florida going forward in baseball? Have you kept up what's going on down there? We know we lost 2 young stud pitchers. I know they brought some really good players in there. What do you think about the future of Florida baseball?
I think the future of Florida baseball is really bright. You know, you've got Brendan Lawson, who is not draft eligible. He'll be draft eligible next year. If you look at the early draft projections, he's projected right now to be the number 1 overall pick of next year's MLB draft. We brought in Oregon State's pitching coach, which also brought in a freshman All-American pitcher, lefty kid that is projected to be starting. So we're going to have basically, we lost Liam Peterson. He was the 3rd pitcher drafted. I think he was the 18th pick. And actually, there had only been 2 pitchers picked in the top 17, and when Liam got picked, that's when the run on all the pitchers started. I think like 6 of the next 8 draft picks were pitchers, including, of course, Coleman. We've got Aiden King, who was an All-American pitcher, SEC Pitcher of the Year, coming back. We'll have that Oregon State kid in the starting rotation, and then Russell Sandifer, who was a starter for us this year, he's coming back. So I think things are going to be good. We're returning a lot of guys, and then of our incoming class, you always worry about where are some of these high school kids going to get taken in the draft, and I think that the highest draft pick we had in the incoming class was like a 3rd rounder. So I think all of the kids that were supposed to come in from high school will come in from high school. I don't think we'll lose any to the MLB.
Let me ask you this: will Sully be the next? Will he be the baseball coach 2 years from now?
Look, man, Kevin O'Sullivan has taken Florida to the College World Series multiple times. He's won a national title. Yes, you've got a few disgruntled Florida fans that want to change a coach every year, but I think Sully's a solid coach. I think people in general like him, and he's done good things for the program. You don't want to get in a situation like South Carolina where you lose a coach, you go through 3 more coaches, and then you're in the bottom of the SEC. So I think Sully's safe.
All right, Doc, you're the best at what you do. Tell everybody where you're located, and tell us what to do to help prevent cancer.
Absolutely. Well, dermatology specialist is the practice. We've got 9 area convenient locations now. We're in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, new Margaritaville location in the Tallahassee Memorial Medical Office Building, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, and Mariana. 5 minutes is all it takes to get looked at head to toe to make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free. So easy. Give us a call, 233-3376, to make sure you don't get skin cancer.
I'll tell you another great place, Newby's got 4 great locations. Newby 2, on the curve. Go watch all sporting events. Head on down to the mothership. John and Charlotte are going to have the best entertainment for you every night during the summertime. They're incredible. They always give back to the community. Let's make sure we get out and support them. Stevenson Air Condition #1, not even close. I love Jason. Is he local? Are you kidding me? Graduated from Mosey High School, starts a family business. They've knocked a home run. They're throughout the Panhandle of Florida now. They're taking over this industry. They are the best at what they do. They don't try to take every penny of your pocket. They tell you they're going to be there. They're there on time. They do incredible work anytime, day or night. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. Just like Steve Bertishaw, Steve Bike Shop. Steve is a swim coach at Mosley High School. They've been in business since 1979. Electrical bikes are taking over the world. He's got a large selection, new and used, right across the street from Sam's. Steve Bertishaw, can't say enough good things about that man. We'll be right back. Brian, Glenn, James, and the legend, Dr. Ward, be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
We saw it against Germany in the friendly. Our defense, when exposed to elite playmakers, was shockingly overwhelmed. Let's be honest. There was a next-level technical skill for Belgium, and against our weak back end, which we all knew was our weakness, it was exposed.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly sunshine this afternoon, an evening with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. And look for the high to be 89. Tonight, there will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 82. Mostly sunny tomorrow with the high of 91. Friday will have a high of 91 and a chance of thunderstorms. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
It's almost time to kick off the 2026 season at the bank. Whether you want to be at the center of it all as a season ticket member, lock in 3 or more games with a bundle at the bank, or cheer on the Jags at your most anticipated matchup, there's a way for everyone to be a part of the action. Seating is limited, so don't wait. Secure your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local from the J. Michaels Studio.
A lot more excitement is yet to come.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Always special we got Dr. Ward on. Let's jump back with him. I want to get back to the Florida games. Hey, Doc, in the old days, it was all about recruiting, scheduling, and injuries. If you were lucky enough to keep your team healthy, you scheduled really well. Coach Bryant, Coach Bowden, I think, were the best at that. And then you had to have talent. You had to go out and recruit and bring them on. I don't know. I guess now you have to add in transfers and everything else. But it's still critical. The schedule is still critical. You look at Notre Dame, they've got one tough game, in my opinion. I think they're in the playoffs. They run college football. We bow down to them. They don't have to go in a conference. They do whatever they want to do. They bring in all that playoff money. They put in their back pocket. Other teams got to share it with the Big Ten, with the SEC, depending on what conference you're in. But look at the strength of schedule. ESPN FPI is out. Florida Gators had the 7th toughest schedule in the nation. Let's look at the other schools in the state of Florida. FSU's strength of schedule, which they got a tough schedule this year, it ranks 22nd. Miami is sitting there pretty good. We looked at it and talked about this briefly yesterday. The big game on their schedule, it is the toughest team, I think, on their schedule is Notre Dame. Their strength of schedule is 45th. Georgia, this year, schedule is a lot better than it's been in the past. The strength of schedule, Georgia is 20th in the country. Auburn, which I think is going to be a very improved team, is 13th in the nation. Tennessee is 14th. And Texas is 3rd. So, in my opinion, I think it's a good shot. You want to put money on it. Miami's going to be in the playoffs when they play the 45th easiest schedule in the country. I think Notre Dame is in. And Georgia still plays in the SEC. I think it's going to be tough on them. But I got a feeling Georgia's going to be there too. But what do you think about these strength of schedules? I know I'm right about this. If you got an easy schedule, You got to either pass to get in there. You play more people. You keep people healthier. Hopefully, what's your take on these schedules?
Well, it's funny that Florida's got the 7th toughest because, like, this is, when I looked at Florida's schedule, I was like, man, this is the easiest schedule we've had in a while.
Right.
So, I guess 7th toughest in the nation is still a good one for Florida. But obviously, playing an easier schedule helps you avoid injuries. It gets you more wins. But I will say if you have some hiccups on your schedule and you've got the 45th toughest schedule and someone else has had the 7th toughest schedule, chances are if you're on the cut line, the committee's going to put in the team with the harder schedule. So it cuts both ways.
See, I don't trust the committee. I never have. I don't. I think they're human. I think they're politicians. They all know. Like when Bama got in, I even said, Bama. You look at the team most watched on national TV. It's Bama, and you look at sponsors that pay these bills, that pay for these playoffs, that pays for the playoffs and everything else. They want their product to be seen by a lot of people. So I still think there's a lot of politics involved in all this. I don't trust them. I hope you're right. I hope they do it the right way by the strength of schedule. We shall see about that. I want to jump into recruiting real quick. This is not even 24/7. This is rivals. 24/7, Auburn and Georgia, Auburn and Florida up there pretty good. Now, this is rivals. Auburn's not there. They don't think as much as 24/7 does of Auburn, but here we go with Florida. The number 1 recruiting class right now, I think for both of them, is Texas A&M. Number 2 is Notre Dame. Number 3, Miami with the billionaire down there. Number 4 is Oregon. Number 5 is Texas. Number 6, Oklahoma. Number 7, Ohio State. And number 8 from rivals, which I think this is good for Florida, is the Florida Gators. Texas Tech is number 9, and LSU's 10. What do you think about that? I think that's outstanding for Summerall. They're doing. We hadn't heard about this in a while. They're doing great, and all the services are coming on board with their recruiting.
Yeah. Summerall seems to be a heck of a recruiter. We haven't had a top 10 recruiting class in recent history, and he comes in his first year and looks to be doing good. We retained the players we wanted to retain. I know SEC Media Days are coming up, and we got Jaden Baugh representing the University of Florida. If we can get the quarterback position figured out, I know it's still up in the air between Aaron Philo, the transfer from Georgia Tech, and I think Emory Jones is the name of our backup from last year. I got to think with Buster Faulkner coming from Georgia Tech that Philo's got to have the heads up because the offensive coordinator is more comfortable with him, just knowing what he's got there. But I think Florida could bring in a good recruiting class and really be competitive. The crazy thing, you listen to that list. Where's Florida? Georgia is in the top 10 recruiting. What the heck's going on at Georgia? They're not having a top 10 recruiting class.
Alabama's not even mentioned in the top any of it. Alabama's recruiting's taking a big dive. But now the 2028 class looks really strong, but the 2027 class for Bama's not very good. But they got these GMs now. There are things going on I don't even understand. But I can't make that excuse because Ohio State's got a great roster. They're spending a lot of money on the roster, and they're still in the top 10 recruiting. But to be honest with you, it's not like it used to be in the old days where you knew, man, we get these guys, they're committed to us, we got it made. They can leave with nothing. They can just leave after 1 year. They can leave after 1 month.
Yeah. You gotta have a budget to keep the guys you want to keep and get new guys.
I want to ask you, give me your opinion on this. Jason's really high on Miami, and I look at the schedule, and he should be. They're going to be good. But you think this is the year they played for it last year? You think this is the year Miami wins it all?
They're gonna be a playoff team. They're decent. My biggest concern for any team in the ACC is do you play enough good teams throughout the year to be ready for the good teams you're going to play in the playoff? I think the SEC and the Big Ten have answered that question, yes, our good teams are going to be ready to win it all. I just don't think the Big 12 and the ACC have the level of competition throughout the season to feel confident about winning a national championship in football.
Well, how much time we got?
You got about 3 minutes.
Okay, good. This was by Chris Phillips, SEC. Does work for the SEC, writes, toughest places to play, I'll just go to the top 7. Number 1 was LSU. Number 2 was Tennessee. Florida Gators at number 3. Texas A&M 4. Georgia 5. South Carolina 6. And Auburn 7th. Now, what do you think about that list? You think that's pretty much right, or would you change it up any?
I think it's relatively accurate. Did they have Neyland Stadium in the top 7?
They had Tennessee number 2.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I think LSU, Tennessee, and Florida are among the hardest places to play. Probably they might have had Auburn a little low. I've been to Auburn a few times during intense heated rivalry games, and Jordan-Hare is a tough place to go when Auburn is good and the crowd is fired up.
No doubt about it. Doc, tell us again. Seriously, what can we do? Everybody's out there on the beach. My both granddaughters got sunburned pretty good. What can we do to help prevent cancer, skin cancer? You tell us, but tell us again. People need to listen to this.
So if you want to prevent skin cancer, be smart. If you want to be out on the beach, you need to be out on the beach right now, early in the day or late in the afternoon when the UV index is not 9 or 10. If you are out during the middle of the day, you want to cover up the best you can, stay under the umbrella. But if you are out there and you're not covered up or under an umbrella, wear your sunscreen, reapply it. Avoiding sunburns is the number one thing you can do to prevent skin cancer. And if you're thinking about jumping in a tanning bed, forget about it, because that is even worse than getting sunburned, is spending time in a tanning bed. So, be smart, everything in moderation. You don't have to stay inside all day. You just have to be outside smart. And if you do see something you don't like, give us a holler at 233-3376. 5 minutes is all it takes to get checked head to toe and make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
Doc, we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They design it. They build it. Commercial, residential. Kyle Vander can do it all. Listen to Kyle every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Turf Pro Pest Control. I take advantage of that 3 deal they got going on over there. They take care of bugs in the house. They take the bugs out of your yard, out of your house, and your yard will look like a golf course. Listen to Patrick Garner every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Mexican food. We all love it. We got Pepper's Mexican Grill, Panama City Beach Parkway. Buy one, get one free, draft beer, house margaritas, and every Monday, 10% discount military. We got one in town. We finally got one on Panama City Beach Parkway. Pepper's Mexican Grill. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida with their quick programming update.
Hey, it's Coach Hale with 2 quick programming notes. Listen to The Herd with Colin Cowherd at his new time, weekdays 11 to 2. Plus, Paul Feinbaum's working the split shift, Monday through Friday, 2 o'clock to 4. Then we bring him right back on from 6 to 8. Make sure to wake up with the Coach James Hale Show, weekday mornings, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly sunshine this afternoon, and evening with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. And look for the high to be 89. Tonight, there will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 82. Mostly sunny tomorrow with the high of 91. Friday will have a high of 91 and a chance of thunderstorms. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Upgrade your time on the water. Blue Water Marine Electronics is officially open at 2320 West 15th Street in the old Kawasaki dealership. Blue Water Marine Electronics, your premier destination for marine tech. They sell, service, and install everything from top-tier GPS and fish finders to sound systems and trolling motors. Need repairs? They're Bay County's authorized Minn Kota Warranty Center. Blue Water Marine Electronics, 15th Street, Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
Ready to play? Welcome to DuPlay, your premier indoor destination for family fitness and total fun. DuPlay is designed for fun, movement, and skill building for all ages. Kids can explore our active playgrounds, while athletes and teams can utilize our turf fields, indoor soccer, batting cages, full basketball, and volleyball courts. With open play, training space, and structured activities, it's all inclusive at the new DuPlay in Panama City. Take a look now at DuPlayOnline.com. That's DuPlayOnline.com.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yeah, stand up, put the hand over the heart.
All together, throw a brick through Bill Curry's window.
Roll Tide, roll. Alabama updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. I can't say enough good things about Jason. You're talking about a great guy. Extremely, one of the best people you can meet. Honest, hardworking, takes pride in what he does. Family-owned business. Jason Kovaleski will tell you the same thing. Dr. Chad Mitchell. If you're even thinking about getting a new one, you go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. We had everything replaced, the lines in the wall, everything. And when they got through, our house looked beautiful. They do great work. And what I loved about him, he could have took advantage of me because I didn't care what I spent. This is what I wanted. He said, Coach, I can do that, but you don't need it. And then he explained to me about the square footage and all this other stuff. And he'll do the same thing for you. He'll set you up. They'll coach you up what you can do to make your house feel cooler in the in the summer, and then warmer in the wintertime. A lot of different things you can do. The windows, all this kind of stuff. Insulation. They can go over everything. But if you want if your power bill's going through the roof right now, go get it serviced. Your power bill will go down. You're going to save some money. It'll last longer. And if you got an old one, you're going to have to bite the bullet. You're going to have to get rid of one of those old ones. And if you want to go local, you want to go Stevenson Air Conditioning. All right, Alabama SEC Media Days are coming up. We're less than, I think, almost about a week away. I think it's the first one. So I want to say the 20. I have to look real quick. What did I tell y'all? The 22nd, 23rd, I think when it gets cranked up.
Yes, sir. I think so.
Let me go.
But we'll find out.
I think it's the week of the Brian, you got it?
Yeah, the 20th through the 23rd.
So we're less than a week away when everything gets cranked up. I'm looking forward to that.
They really blew an opportunity. I would have loved for them to come right out of the gate and put Lane Kiffin on first and Pete Golding on second.
I know.
That just would have been great. Just to see them walk past each other would have been hilarious.
I just want to know how they're going to treat Golding.
Actually, it was smart not to. They got Kiffin going last, which they needed to do.
Well, they'll keep people there.
That's right.
But I just want to ask, they're going to ask a question. If you need another player, you're going to call them out of class again?
I do have the schedule, though, if you want to hear it for coaches.
Go ahead.
So on Monday, July 20th, we start with Kentucky, new coach Will Stein, Missouri's coach Drinkwitz, Oklahoma's coach Venables, and Tennessee coach Heupel. Then on Tuesday, the 21st of July, Auburn coach Alex Golish, then Kirby Smart from Georgia, Shane Beamer from South Carolina, and Vandy's Clark Lee. Wednesday, the 22nd, Alabama's Kalen DeBoer gets us started. Then Florida, John Summerall, Ole Miss, Pete Golding, A&M, Mike Elko. And then we finish.
What day is that?
That's on Wednesday.
That's a good day.
And then on Thursday, we're going to finish it up with Arkansas's new coach Ryan Silverfield, LSU coach Lane Kiffin, Mississippi State's Jeff Lebby, and Texas's Steve Sarkisian.
Right.
So
They got it split up pretty good.
Yeah. No, they did a good job to balance it all. I just selfishly would have enjoyed the drama.
That should have been the last meeting, Mississippi's. Yeah.
Now, they select the players that come. They've announced who's coming from Bama on SEC Media Days. The safety, Herbert's going to be one of them. Brown, the corner, Brown. And then, of course, Williams, the receiver. That's the three Bama's going to take.
Yeah.
So I do. I'll be watching that. It'll be live on the SEC Network. I'll probably watch as much as I can of that. I just want to hear what they have to say. It just makes you. I like listen to it because I know just around the corner they're going to open up the camps and everything's always. High school football's been pushed back. College football pushed back. Is the NFL's camps open yet? They got to be coming up.
How they do.
They got to be coming up.
They're coming up. I think somebody's got to be reporting here pretty
That's
soon.
what I'm saying.
Because it's about
close.
that time of year. I mean, the rookies are already working, and some of the younger guys.
Well, they have all those voluntary OTAs or whatever like that, voluntary/non-voluntary, whatever things. So
Well, I can't wait. August.
Well, the CFL is in their third week of games.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like in August, you get we get a little bit here and there, not much, but you get a little bit of what's going on with the camps and stuff like that. August is okay. July is just tough. SEC bowl projections, Bama will be disappointed, and this is the second one I've seen, so two of them feel the same way. Bama does not make the playoffs. Here are the teams they're saying from the SEC will make it, and I didn't write down which orient I meant to, and I forgot. Playoff teams, Georgia with 16 starters coming back, they're a playoff team. Texas and Starks get in this year.
Probably.
Oklahoma, they get in this year. I say, well, watch out on that one. Watch out on that one. Texas A&M, they're in.
Maybe.
LSU, with all those new players, they put it all together to come in 1 year.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Is that a radio?
Yeah.
Well, something's
going on. Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody jingled keys in front of Coach. He's gone. We've lost him here.
No, are we on the air?
We are on the air,
all
yes.
right. All right, anyway, something just happened. I think we got
Unfortunately for our listeners, we're still on the air.
We got ghosts in here or something. Liberty Bowl. If you're an Auburn fan, you'll be, I don't know if you'll be happy or not. I think they'll do better than Liberty Bowl. Let's just say they go 7-5 and they're going to play Kansas State in the
Go
Liberty
see
Bowl.
Elvis.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Texas Bowl will have Missouri in it playing Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State would be turned around.
That'd be quite a turnaround for Oklahoma State. Good for them.
Let's wait and see on that one.
Well, I mean, they've got a new coach in who brought a lot of his players with him, so I'm sure it's the Signetti model they're expecting.
Anyway, Oklahoma State, Missouri. I know the Missouri people are not going to be happy with that. Vegas Bowl, Las Vegas Bowl, tied in with the SEC.
Come on, Mississippi State.
No, your other favorite team.
No,
Tennessee
not going.
Volunteers.
Not going.
Tennessee's going to play Arizona.
I hope
in
Vegas
the Las
dies.
Vegas Bowls. Well, that's where the national championship games will also be played this year.
Well, then I hope it's okay.
Gasparilla Bowl, Vandy versus Tulane.
They should still be good enough to go to a bowl this year, but it's a transition year for them. They're going to be starting a true freshman at quarterback.
And, of course, Tulane will have a new football coach, so we'll see. The Quest Bowl, the Florida Gators go to a bowl game, and they're going to play another new head coach at another new school, Penn State. Florida, Penn State, Quest Bowl.
Where's that game?
Isn't that Tampa?
Is that the old Outback Bowl?
Yeah,
or
I think it
something?
is, yeah.
Not
Hey,
bad,
James,
not a bad
isn't it Quest Bowl in Tampa?
It is at Tampa Raymond James.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Florida versus Penn State. They'll have a good crowd. The Citrus Bowl, that's usually where Michigan plays. It's also usually where Bama's been playing recently.
Can't spell citrus without UT.
This is sad. The Ole Miss Rebels do not make the play.
I don't think they're going to.
Listen, they got a great quarterback. They got a great running back. They got players.
Yep.
We shall see how good Pete Golding is this year. Ole Miss will play Michigan in the Citrus Bowl. Just missed out on the playoffs. I think that's the highest paying bowl outside the bowl games for the SEC tie-ins. Music City Bowl. I'd love to go there, especially when they get the new stadium built, the new indoor facility. That's going to be pretty special. And, of course, they'll have a big playoff game there one day. Music City Bowl, you'll have South Carolina and Nebraska. Now, will that save Beamer going to the Music City Bowl?
If he goes and wins, I think it would.
So you got to figure if they're in that game, they're probably 7-5.
Yep.
The question is, how do they end up 7-5? If they're 7-4 going in Clemson, lose that and go to it, maybe. If they're 7-5 and earlier in the year they're like 3-5, he may not survive past that week, and they might have made it with an interim coach. So who knows? Yeah.
He's 7-5. He needs to beat Clemson.
Look, I get it. You're South Carolina. You packed that stadium when you were 0-11. You're passionate and everything like this. I'm still, if he's not the best, he's one of the top 5 coaches, I think, at coaching with what you have. I think he's.
And they don't have big
I
money.
think he's done an excellent job there. The biggest problem he's had is he'll develop some good talent and then they get away. Sellers he's kept. Almost every other good, talented player has transferred out. They lost a lot this year too.
They got
I get it.
Really good defensive players.
Just be careful what you wish for, fans, because all the people who ran Fat Phil out of Tennessee, who I didn't like, but as soon as they did, 20 years in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Before they got back. So be careful what you wish for with this. We just get a new coach.
And
we'll
the thing
with
South Carolina, they just don't have that big time money. If you
they
don't
got
have
more
big
than
time
you
money,
think.
it's hard.
Yeah,
they got more than you think. But again, it's not. Once you get up to the point where everybody's got money, then there's those extra little bits. And South Carolina is not necessarily seen by a lot of these top players as a place that you want to stay the whole time.
Yeah.
It's a stepping stone.
I remember Spurrier, when he got there, he talked about the $1 million donors. He said Alabama had X many, Florida's got them, Texas and South Carolina. We had one. We had he loved her, the lady. They named something out of her, and he got that going. But they just don't have the money. Like
that state has grown tremendously over the last decade. They have a lot of money coming into that state, so that's been good for them. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot more talent in South Carolina high school than people realize, too.
Yeah.
A lot of them have just been going to Georgia and North Carolina.
The last bowl game tie-in for SEC school, of course, you got Georgia going to the playoffs, Texas in the playoffs, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and LSU, according to this expert here. Now, Bama fans, I don't think they're going to be happy with this. I don't want to be in Jacksonville, Florida, go to an Alabama bowl game. But they got Alabama in the Gator Bowl playing SMU.
Oh, God.
That's not going to sit well.
That would have been a good game in 1982.
That would be another 4-loss season if you're in the Gator Bowl.
I think so, yeah.
So we shall see how this plays out. So anyway, Alabama Update has been brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They are number one. They never go 8-4. They always do like Saban. They keep it rolling for year after year after year. Go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. You'll be glad you did. David Adams, Designer Jewelry. Russ, Amber, Patrick, wonderful people. They'll deal with you. Go put your name on the wish list. Write down 2 or 3 things that you really want. And then send your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or Glenn Manley down there. And what they'll do, they'll say, here's her name, here's the things they want. Here, look at this, look at this. Russ, Amber, and Patrick, they'll coach you up, and you can get exactly what they want, and everybody will be happy. They're number one, not even close. Wonderful people. Also, don't forget about El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. What? I just got a text. Give me 1 second here.
All right, take your time.
No, they said
great radio. This is going to get us that radio Emmy.
There we go. Pepper's Mexican Grill. One on beautiful Panama City. Now we've got one in beautiful, outstanding, world famous Panama City Beach. We're at Panama City Beach Parkway. Go check it out. And we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We can go to a youth sporting event, drink, and you know how they can get when they don't get their way? Man, that can create a problem.
In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
The day and age we live in with parents going crazy and getting in fights, I don't see alcohol making that any better.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
5 minutes can save your life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly sunshine this afternoon, an evening with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. And look for the high to be 89. Tonight, There will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 82. Mostly sunny tomorrow with the high of 91. Friday will have a high of 91 and a chance of thunderstorms. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to espnpc.com. Bruh.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey! War Eagle Friday. Hey, hey, hey! Martha, Kenny, Jane, Jenna, Elizabeth, Craig, Seamus. Hey! War Eagle. That's a great fight song. I will say, they got a great fight song. I like the uniforms, like everything about Auburn.
Told Glenn Monday, I love it 364 days a year. There's one day I hope we never hear it.
Eagle. Yeah. Hey! Auburn Updates brought to you by Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. We all love Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Pat Perno, city commissioner over there, does an incredible job. I say it all the time. When you go somewhere, and they might just be having a bad day, you never know. You know, we all are human. We all make mistakes. We all have good and bad days, but we need to, you know, I always say, though, every day you get up in the morning, you make a choice, be happy, glad, mad or sad, positive, negative. Whatever Pat's doing over there at Beef O'Brady's, I tell you what, he is coaching them up right, because I've never seen anybody sad over there. I never seen anybody negative over there. They're always happy. They always got a smile on their face, and that makes you want to be there. You want to be around people like that. When I walk up here Wednesday morning and see the smile on your guys' face, it makes me want to be around you guys. Anyway, Glenn,
yes.
Do you know a better place than Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven?
No, I don't. I tell you what,
Pat Perno
it is fantastic.
Unreal. And also, I'll talk about newbies on the way out. Auburn, one thing real quick about the Auburns, and then we got to jump on FSU because we got Mark McLeod today. Ooh. But Auburn baseball, they took a big blow, I think, with Big Nick's boy going professional. I still think they're going to be good in baseball. I think they're fine. Best chances to make the college playoffs this year for a team that's sub 500. Auburn actually came in second. Florida came in first with a 15.2 percentage of making it. Auburn has a big chance, 12% chance to make the playoffs this year. They went. I'm not going to go through all of them, but FSU was down fourth place. They have a 9.2% chance of making the college playoffs. These are all teams that have below 500 that have the chance to make it. So I don't know if any of these teams will make it, but they did mention Auburn. Trap game for Auburn this year. They came out with the trap games. Auburn's got to look out for the Mississippi State Bulldogs on November 14th. They think that is Auburn's trap game. Stadiums, they rank the stadiums and stuff like Chris. I went over one of them. and I was kind of surprised. And right under it was the top 24/7 Sports Stadiums. The other one's done by Chris Phillips, SEC. And Auburn was ranked 7th with Chris, but for the top stadiums based on atmosphere alone, atmosphere alone, Auburn was not even in the top 10, which I think is wrong.
That's
I think
wrong.
They should be in the top 10.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But Glenn, let's switch gears. Let's jump into FSU. Get out to one of the 4 newbies. Have a great time. Newbies 2 on the curve. Watch all the sporting events. St. Andrews, one of your great places over there. The big, beautiful facility is outstanding. And, of course, everybody's going to head to the mothership. She's going to have the best. Charlotte will have the best entertainment every night for your pleasure. And John and Charlotte, wonderful people, always give back to this community. Let's make sure we support them. Glenn, what do you have for us today?
Well, the ACC has their kickoff thing today in Charlotte. It's already started. Commissioner Phillips started. It's 9 o'clock over there. He started talking, and then there'll be Miami will go first, and FSU will go second. And it'll be Coach Norville, Ashton Daniels, Deuce Robinson, and Jabril Rawls. They take the podium. Probably around noon is when they'll start. Now, Ashton Daniels, this is his first time in front of the media since he was named the starter at FSU. So we'll see what goes on with that. But, of course, Deuce Robinson we think is going to be the guy that saves us, hopefully. We do have some younger guys coming in, but Jabril Rawls is the defensive back. We lost him, but he came back, so he's going to do a really good job, we think.
He was lost, but now he is found.
Somehow there was another check floating around that we didn't. The check was in the mail and finally ended in his house. So anyway, and then FSU has some commits. A guy, 4-star athlete named Zakari Johnson. He's out of Carroll City, Miami, of course. He's 2027 commit because he changed over from 2028, so he's moved up to be a 2027 commit recruit. He picked FSU over Miami, Auburn, Syracuse, Georgia Tech, and so he really was tied to the safeties coach Evan Cooper, so he really liked what he was going. You know, he heard from them, and he said, that's my place. I feel like home. He's a wide receiver also, and he's a 196, 6'1". He ranks 22nd nationally, 26th in the state of Florida. We finally picked up a tight end for a change. He is a 2028 guy, tight end Troy Zyberzal.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, man. So he commits to FSU. He's from Melbourne, Florida, and Melbourne, Ugali is where he's from. He's 6'3", 212 pounds. He's number 23, ranks nationally 23rd, 80th in Florida. He took FSU over 16 other offers. And then 2027 kicker, 5-star Vance Flores out of Orlando First Academy. He's ranked 21st nationally and number 3 in the state of Florida. He's 6'3". And now he's the 14th commit for FSU for the 2027 class. Well, that's going on pretty good. Now, here's the thing. You probably talked about it a little bit, but FSU has hired 51-year-old Tom Herman to do the offensive support staff. Now, Herman had stops at Houston 2015. He was 22-4 in the 2 years he was there at Houston. He won the 2015 ACC title. He was at Texas from 30. He was record from 32-18. He was a 2018 Sugar Bowl winner, and then he didn't do so well at FAU. FAU fired him after 2 seasons. He was 6-16, and on the 2014 national championships at Ohio State, he asked to be one of the offensive coordinators, and then. One of the reasons this is kind of important depends on how you like Norville or not. He's going to be there to help as they say offensive support person or offensive analyst. But you know what? I think some people seem to think that he could be the ready-made interim if Norville doesn't last through the middle of the year. So there seems to be people that have the money to, I guess, flex some muscle and get rid of Norville if they want to. So they kind of brought him in, and so we'll see what happens with that. And those are some of the things going on. But, we talked about the baseball the other day, but Abrams is coming back. He he did not get really picked up very high in the draft, so he's going to be one of the ones coming back. And we talked about the two young players, Tommy. We're not sure he's going to make it. He was picked way up in the draft, so we'll see what goes on with all that good stuff. We have basketball is getting ready to kick off. They had a really good recruiting year, and so what goes on. There's a lot of things, though. If you're on the internet or Facebook, AI has kicked in a lot of these articles that we have an emergency meeting of the softball team, emergency meeting of the basketball. It doesn't matter what school you're at.
They're all lies.
I know it. So
it's like everything's breaking news too.
I know it's breaking news, and they had and so. Or the other one that's really good to me that say Coach Alameda, she had a meeting with the player who talked bad about the program, so you can't be here again, all that stuff. And it's hilarious when you start reading some of that.
Everybody's so reliant on it, and it's so convenient to have this AI stuff. And I'm just telling you, that Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator movie, that was a documentary. It's coming. That's where this ends. So we're all in trouble.
That's
if
true.
Arnold knocks on your door, it's over.
Let's take this phone call.
Skynet is real.
I'll be
Good
back.
morning. How you doing today?
Hey, guys, I'm doing good. I hope y'all are doing good.
We are awesome, man.
I've been waiting. I was thinking about this a little bit. With all the negativity around Florida State and the coach and all that, I get it. But I think that we kind of overlook. We're not looking at the big picture sometime. I remember when Bowden came in '76. I think it was. He went 5-6, and we were ecstatic because I think we was 1-10 or something the year before. Well, in 2024, we were 2-10. We were 5-7 last year, and we beat Alabama. But it's not just that. We had two freshmen, true freshmen, that contributed and played well on the defensive line. That never happens. Our top-rated defensive lineman was a freshman. He come back. We got those two back. Danzy was a freshman. Done a good job at wide receiver. He got nicked up a little bit. Javon Boggs was doing well at wide receiver before he got nicked up a little bit. He was a freshman. You had, I think it's 6 freshmen, true freshmen, and one of the Wynn was a redshirt. 6 that played, contributed, and played well last year that Florida State has coming back this year. They didn't bring anybody like that from that 24 team to the 25 team. So regardless of what their recruiting class was ranked, you get 6 freshmen that go out and contribute and play well, you had a good class.
Right. And they really had problems with injuries, which the Lucas guy goes down after making some big runs with the kick returns and actually running the football. So how many times they had to mix up the offensive line when they were doing pretty well the first 3 games? Now you got injuries, so you got to switch people around. So, it's I guess it's a catch-22, but I think you got to stick with him because he really knows how to win. So we'll see what goes on.
I was talking to Glenn off the air. There's 2 teams I have no idea how good they're going to be or how bad. One's FSU and the other one's Tennessee. I just have no clue how good either one of these teams are going to be.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes me most hopeful about Florida State, really, above all else, is that offensive line coach Hand that they brought in last year. That's the best offensive line Florida State's had in a decade. That's been their weak point. And by the way, I'm beginning to see that at Alabama for a long time. Is just not being able to. They actually had a pretty decent offensive line, so like you say, some people started getting nicked up.
Yeah.
The Cromon, the true freshman running back they had, nobody could understand why he didn't play more after early in the season.
Well, I hate to do it for you, but we have got to take a break. But I'll leave you one good positive thing. Daily ranks the most attractive students in the nation. Florida State came in 5th in the entire country. So we got some good-looking people down there.
We got that going for us.
Yeah, yes. Glenn, look at Glenn. I mean, he's FSU guy. He's pretty.
I'd love to know who they ranked last on that list.
Mississippi State. No. Hey, thank you, buddy. We appreciate the call. We got to take a break.
You got it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
great
you,
information there. Appreciate
I tell you what, you want your yard to look absolutely gorgeous. We can make it happen. I tell you what, Patrick can do it, man. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here at ESPN Northwest Florida. Call Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll come out. That yard look great. You won't have any bugs in the house. They won't be eating up your yard either. They can do 3 great things. They are incredible. Are they local? Yes. It's Darza's All-American cheerleader at Mosley High School. Again, listen to Patrick every Monday. Also, TK Vandy General Contracting. They design it. They build it, commercial, residential. Kyle can do anything. The guy's incredible. You get a letter from insurance company. They're going to drop you. Don't panic. Call Kyle. He'll walk you through the process. He'll take care of you. Listen to Kyle every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And we'll be right back. Mark McLeod, we hope. Bum, 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 bum. Sing it, Glenn.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State.
Woo!
While other radio stations are playing national contests with winners in Timbuktu, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has real local winners.
Hi, this is Dave Neat from Panama City Beach.
Bona fide and certified local.
Man, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators! Not a Gator. You're a Gator hater, baby. Let's bring him on. You've been waiting for him. We finally got him.
I'm already here.
Somebody you can enjoy. It ain't us. We got him. Mark McLeod. Good morning, Mark.
It ain't me either.
Yeah, it is. Hey, did you see this? I'm going to start out with this. The best chance. Yes, Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles to the top.
They killed another eagle?
No, they won't give us one. We'll never get one back. Best chance to make college football playoffs after going in 2025 under 500 or below. The Florida Gators are number one in this category. I don't know if that's good or bad. They got a 15.2% chance to make the playoffs. They lead the pack. Number 2 was Auburn with 12%. Number 3 was South Carolina, 10.7. Number 4, FSU. We just got through talking about FSU, 9.2. And I do believe James Franklin's going to do some magical work at Virginia Tech. I do think he's going to turn that around. Anyway, they got them at 7.3. Baylor, 6%. Colorado, Deion Sanders, 4.3. Wisconsin, 3.4. Oklahoma State, now they got them going to a bowl game. We talked about that, 3.2. And UCF, 2.9. Those Florida Gators, Mark, SEC Media Day is coming up. Will you be there?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it really is. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of new coaches to hear from, guys. A lot of players, obviously, who I think this is a pretty good group when they release the list of players who are actually going to make it, because sometimes that changes when they tease that stuff weeks ago, and usually that stuff can change. But I think it's a really strong group of players. I'm thrilled to see so many quarterbacks there from a lot of teams, and I think it's going to be a very interesting media days.
Which coach besides Florida's are you most interested in listening to? I hope you ask Golding if they need another player, what classroom they'll go look into.
I want to ask Golding about the truth of his Ole Miss going to be suing LSU, going after some of that NIL money when a couple of those players bolted that had some contracts. So I think it's going to be very interesting to talk about things like that. I really do. I think things like that are going to be brought up. A lot of NIL talk, a lot of transfer portal talk, calendar talk, stuff like that. But I mean, that's stuff we've been talking about all along. What I'm really interested in is I have an interest in some of the NIL talk. I really do. But what I really have an interest in is hearing from these new coaches. What is the strength and conditioning program accomplish? Where are you in your program? Do you? And they're not going to tell you outright. Do they have the guys? You'll hear within their words if they're pleased or not with certain position groups.
Get a little soundtrack behind you there,
man. People want to talk to you bad. Just call the station. They want to get. Hey, let me ask you this: your buddy at Arkansas.
And on the request line,
Basil. Is it Basil? Yeah. At Arkansas.
He's Basil. Yeah,
is he still? Is he still doing everything he's done in the past?
Oh, he is. He's doing fabulous. So that is maybe. Well, there's no doubt it's one of the top 3 or top 5 morning shows in sports. They beam throughout the entire state of Arkansas. He's just killing it. He really is killing it. I'm very happy for David Basil. And that show, you listen to that show, and they have a ton of advertisers, so they're doing very, very well.
I mean, he'll be down there with you at Mississippi in the media days, correct?
Yeah, he's always there. Yeah, he's always there. I'm sure he'll fly. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's in Panama City this weekend and then comes in.
The reason I brought it up, I saw a picture on Facebook, and it looked like an older picture, you and him together at one of these events. And y'all, 2 good-looking guys, man. 2 handsome men.
But had to be an older picture than me. Can't speak for him. He looks fabulous for his age, man. He's done really well. But yeah, it was an older picture. It just one of those things that popped up on my Facebook memories, and I went, well, I'll just post this.
Yeah, I like that. I enjoy
it. Somewhere I actually look decent because it's years ago.
Well, so, speaking of your Florida Gators, I'm sure you're proud of this, but you got to be proud in this also in the great state of Florida. They came up with the most attractive students, top 10 in the nation. And, of course, FSU was number 5. Nowhere to be found was the Florida Gators. I mean, we don't have pretty people at Florida anymore? What has happened? You didn't make the list. I mean, I'm sorry.
They might want to check out the campus. I don't know. I mean, I don't hang out there, but when you park your vehicle, which we park on Flavey Field over there, and by the band shell, and you park and you get your gear and you walk toward the stadium, or you get the golf cart. Usually picks us up. They have a special golf cart for media, but you see all these young ladies walking around, and you just sit there and go, okay.
Yeah, for Florida not to be in the top 5, something's wrong, because I've been to games there. They're beautiful people at Florida. There's no doubt about that. But FSU, I will say, officially is in the top 5. Good job, Glenn. I think they had a picture of Glenn when he was younger they used.
Yeah, right. Me and Bert.
In that Speedo.
Yeah, me and Bert, his stockings and my Speedo.
Anyway, what's going on? What's the latest going on down there? I know recruiting, man, 24/7 got them ranked high. What was the other one we talked about earlier? They're ranked high just about all of them now.
Yeah, they're
Rivals.
doing really well.
Rivals, they're ranked 8th in recruiting.
Yeah, but I think we talked about this last week. We touched on you've got Ohio State coming up, Notre Dame coming up. fast. You got a few schools now. Texas is up there now. So when you look at Florida, though, I mean, Florida's hanging in there. They're doing well. They've only lost one decommit, Kennedy Jackson, the big offensive tackle, very talented offensive tackle from the state of Georgia, I think from Lithonia, if I'm not mistaken, and he flipped to Georgia. No surprise there. But yeah, Florida's in on a couple of big guys that they're trying to flip as well. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So many of these kids have made commitments by now, because remember, we have early signing period in first week of December. So a lot of these kids, it's going to be, the focus is going to be on watch the flips, because that's what some of these coaches are trying to do, work their magic and work their way in there and see if they can't steal a kid or two and poach them.
Can you help me with this? Because it's just hard for me to see Georgia not ranked in the top 5 every single year with Kirby Smart. I know what a great recruiter he is. Alabama is, they're gone 19 years or 16 years, whatever it was, top 5 classes. That's going to be broken this year. They're nowhere to be found. Is it because the way they spend the money? Is it they want to keep the roster? I'm trying to make excuses for both these programs while they're not there. But yeah, I don't see how you can say that when you see Texas is still there, Miami's still there, Ohio State's still there, and they're spending big time money in the roster they have right now. Oregon's still there. So what is it? What's happening at Alabama? What's happening at Georgia? Why are they falling back in recruiting? And then you see and Florida's coming up, Auburn's coming up.
Yeah, look, some of these coaches, they're more locked in now on the transfer portal. They're like, hey, let's let some other program build this guy for the first year or two, and then we'll take him and we'll bring him in here, and it'll be a lot easier. Now, I'm not saying that is outright the way Kirby Smart or DeBoer are approaching this per se. They're not going to tell you that, I don't think. They will tell you the benefits of that, and they'll be doing it next week. But I do believe, just hang on, I think you're going to see Kirby flip some folks like he did Jackson from Florida to Georgia, and I think you're going to see DeBoer probably do it as well. I think before too long, within the next month or 2 to 3, you're certainly going to see Georgia and Alabama up there.
All right, one question, too. What are you hearing, this 5-for-5 one-time transfer deal? Do you think that thing's going to stick, or do you think some judge will throw that out? What's your thoughts on that going forward?
I think it's in trouble because, again, lawsuit after lawsuit is lining up. That's what I've been hearing is that people just kind of in the background laughing, going, oh, it's going to be challenged, and it's going to be challenged repeatedly in different areas of the country. And so, I think there's some danger there, but I would like to see it myself, but I do think there's some danger there.
All right. We were talking about earlier today, and I'll go ahead and talk to you about it, get your opinion. We always talked about it, Glenn. We always talked about it. In the old days, recruiting, scheduling, injuries, and now you add in transfers leaving out, all that kind of – everything has changed. But you look at the strength of schedule, Miami's at 45th, Florida State's at 22nd, and you go to Florida is 7th, still 7th in the nation, toughest schedule, which is a lot easier than what it's been in the past. That has to help FSU to win more games when you have the 22nd easiest schedule or toughest schedule. And Miami, with the 45th toughest schedule, their toughest game is going to be at Notre Dame on the road. We know, I think Miami's in. I think it's a done deal. Miami's going to make the playoffs. I think Notre Dame's in. That's 2 for sure. I don't know about the rest of them, but that's 2 I really believe are going to be in there. But talk about that strength of schedule and what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I can tell you for a fact, Florida uses it in recruiting. And LSU, I understand LSU, Kiffin has used it in recruiting too. Talking to some of these kids, and look, we don't play this. We play one of the toughest schedules in the country. You're going to get to go up against the toughest guys. That's their selling point, and it's going to make you better. You're going to get more opportunities on film for the NFL, and they're going to know you played against the best of the best, and some of these other schools, blah blah. Yeah, so the coaches use that, whether it works or not on some of the kids. I think it helps a little bit here and there, but across the board, it's not a deal breaker, I don't believe. But Florida. Look, Florida, Arkansas, Oklahoma. You look at the schedule they've had over the past 3 years of college football. Goodness gracious, it's just been a juggernaut. And Florida got a little bit of a break this year, but I'm just going to say a little bit. I mean, still, when you're considered top 10, that ain't much of a break, brother.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back and visit with Mark McLeod. Get out to Before Brady's Lynn Haven, have a great day. When you're down there, go see Russ, Amber, and Patrick, David Adams Designer Jewelry. They're number one, not even close. Locals taking care of locals. That's wonderful people down there. Pepper's Mexican Grill, Panama City Beach Parkway. We finally got one on Panama City Beach. We're grateful for that. Great place to have a birthday party. And the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Don't forget, world-famous spaghetti today. Only on Wednesday. It will be packed out lunch and dinner. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Two great locations, Pier Park and 23rd Street. We'll be right back with Mark McLeod.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
We got on the phone line Jeffrey Fry, former Major League player. Has baseball really changed so much from when you played?
I think it's changed drastically. And after you get that long home run, you got to stand and admire it and throw your bat and dance around the bases and shoot a three-pointer before you get to third and then pound your chest a few times.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly sunshine this afternoon, an evening with a moderate breeze around 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. And look for the high to be 89. Tonight, there will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 82. Mostly sunny tomorrow with the high of 91. Friday will have a high of 91 and a chance of thunderstorms. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for your next reliable ride? Don't break the bank. Cruise on down to Emerald Coast Auto Sales. From spacious family SUVs to sleek fuel-efficient sedans, we have an incredible selection of quality pre-owned vehicles waiting just for you right here on our lot at Emerald Coast Auto Sales. Drive home happy today. Emerald Coast Auto Sales, 2815 15th Street, right across the street from Cedar Grove Elementary.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to ESPNPC.com. Bruh.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous, he doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michael Studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we're back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The great Mark McLeod's with us this morning. Glenn, Brian, and James, all in the J. Michael Studios. Let's bring back Mark McLeod. Mark, all these different polls are out. ESPN, FPI poll, preseason official one's out. Phil Steele, what did you think about his? Cover his. What did you think about his poll?
You know, the surprising thing to me was the Miami pick. How about that? Barely in the top 10. I thought that was a surprise. I thought he had USC a little lower than I thought he would have him. But that's an awfully talented roster. But again, with Southern Cal, isn't it time we see Lincoln Riley do something?
Yes.
You know, Lincoln Riley and Steve Sarkisian to me are in the same boat. They need to make some moves there because they've both had very talented rosters. Certainly Texas more so probably. But you look at that roster overall. You got Florida in the top 25. You've got South Carolina at 16. I haven't seen anybody with any picks, unless you guys can correct me, where South Carolina is in the top 20, maybe even the top 25, but it's 16. I thought that was a major reach by Phil. But, you know, I have still Phil on every year. We talk about what he goes through, and of course he uses all the analytics. He goes back 3 to 5 years for a lot of his stuff. I don't know that you can do that this year in the SEC with all the new coaches and with all the moves in the portal and everything going on.
Yeah, I think the way we used to do this stuff, you can't even do it that way anymore because it doesn't make any sense. Hey, would you do us a favor? If you have it in front of you, would you call out the top 25 for his?
For Phil Steele? Yeah, I'll be glad to.
Go ahead.
The pay's good for doing this, too, on your show. Notre Dame 1, Oregon 2, Georgia 3, Ohio State 4, Texas 5. Very interesting top 5, but it gets even more interesting in the final 10. Mm-hmm. Indiana 6, Oklahoma 7, Ole Miss 8, Miami 9, Southern Cal 10, and then you've got 11, your Alabama Crimson Tide, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Michigan, Washington, South Carolina, BYU, Tennessee. He has the balls in at 18.
Yeah.
Penn State at 19, Iowa at 20, LSU all the way back at 21.
Wow.
And SMU 22, Florida 23, Clemson 24, and Florida State, the Seminoles, Coach Glenn Manley, get in there at number 25.
Wow, Florida State?
Yep.
But give me 1 second here, guys.
All right.
Who's not in the top 25?
Auburn.
Can I give you a few teams?
Yeah.
Auburn.
Yeah.
Utah.
Yep.
When was the last time we saw Utah not in the top 25? Pitt's been a team that's been in that 15 to 25 range in recent years. They're nowhere to be found. You talked about James Franklin, Virginia Tech. He's got him down at 40, and it's going to take him some time to get some things going. We saw Georgia Tech and he do very well. You know, the program's really gone up, but Buster Faulkner has now joined John Summerall in Florida. He's also rated probably 5 other staff members that are now in Gainesville as well. Some changes going on at quarterback there and what have you. Georgia Tech, 44.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So just some things I thought I'd point out. TCU, that was the final one. TCU, 37.
I thought Louisville at 36 was surprising too. I mean, I don't think maybe 21 to 25, but not 36.
I think Louisville's been pretty good.
Great point.
And
when I think of Louisville, I think of Muhammad Ali, so I don't even think football.
And most importantly, Mississippi State is higher than Arkansas and Kentucky. We're number 14, baby. Here we go.
I was listening to you talk about that, and this was the SEC bowl projections. I didn't write down who did this. Forgive me, but they did have Oklahoma in the playoffs. They had Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and LSU, 5 teams in the playoffs. They had Florida going to the Quest Bowl playing Penn State.
Oh, that would be fun.
Can I interject one more thing about Phil Steele's poll? Because I about broke my arm scrolling down looking for a certain team. There's 138 teams on his list. Does anyone want to guess where Southern Miss ranks?
I would say 101.
137.
Are you serious?
So they're going to make bumper stickers in Hattiesburg that say, "Thank God for Sacramento State."
137?
Out of 138.
I thought it'd be at least 101.
Just behind the mighty Ball State and UMass.
UMass, UMass, who plays all the SEC teams, picked up all these checks for years, and they're horrible.
Ooh,
Thank you for pointing out SMU. Southern Mississippi. We just don't have any money. We have no money, and I don't care if Jeff Bauer was there.
Middle Tennessee State is in another stratosphere at 124.
There you go.
Just ahead of UAB.
124 for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, go Blue Raiders! Unbelievable.
Where the Hilltoppers end up?
Let's see.
But the
Western's 102.
Go ahead.
The key is a show of hands in the studio. Anybody buying Phil Steele has Notre Dame winning it all.
No.
They got the
Not
easiest
winning
pass.
it.
Not winning it.
They're going to be there. They got the easiest schedule.
I think they can get to the semis. I think that's where they end.
Yeah, Phil says they're winning it all.
It won't shock me if they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Miami's schedule's easy too, so I think those two are in.
But having him at 9 really surprised me. When I saw that, I was scanning it over and I said, Miami's not. And I looked down and there's Miami at number 9, and I thought, oh wow, that's.
It's interesting though, Mark, because we were kind of talking about this in the break, and as good as Miami was last year, a lot of their strength last year was on those lines, and they lost their top offensive lineman. They lost Mesidor and Bain were huge for them, and you lose your starting quarterback. I mean, they could do well and still be just slightly worse than they were a year ago. So, I mean, it's not to me a given that just because Mensah's coming in, they're going to be better. That's a lot to replace.
It is. And Mensah quarterback, though, should be good.
Yeah.
I do think that defense has a chance to be really good. You look at some of those guys, even some of those guys that got some playing time last year were awfully impressive.
And their skill positions
but,
but Mark, you know
I go back to the schedule.
Yeah, that's right.
But listen, we really don't know what's going to happen this day and time. How they get along with each other. The new players with the old players, is it jealousy? I guess they're probably getting used to it now. But, hell, they got a billionaire down there. If they need something, they just go get it. Texas Tech's ranked in all these different polls. They got a guy that go buy whatever he wants to buy. They can buy a judge.
To be fair, Miami's always had a billionaire down there. It's just now they can get away with it.
Yeah. I don't know. What about Georgia,
Conrad
man?
just texted me and said that Miami will win it all in 2076.
What about the Georgia Bulldog? I'm telling you, 16 stars coming back. If they can throw the ball down the field, they got a good vertical passing game. Watch out.
They're going to be good.
Yeah, that's a great point. Hey, Coach, remember in the spring, all the talk was Texas. Oh, yeah, the Longhorns. Yeah, that's what you heard. And you heard Georgia. But now, as we're moved into the summer and getting time, you're seeing all these polls and a lot of these guys writing columns online. Georgia is ahead of Texas. So there's a lot of love for the Bulldogs, and that's who I think is going to win the SEC.
Brian pointed out, we were here between breaks, pointed out and said, what has Stark ever done anywhere? And he better win this year.
It's not that he's not good. It's the elevation everybody's put him to great. I just don't see why.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
How much time we got?
Right.
You got about a minute and a half.
All right, go ahead, Mark.
And Texas A&M, I mean, the program, not Mike Elko. Elko did a great job at Duke. He did a lot of good things at Duke. He's done some really nice things. He won 11 games last year. But Texas A&M as a program always finds a way to play Charlie Brown and Lucy, and she pulls the football away, and they fall on their face. But I mean, I'm right now. I'm a believer in Elko. I really think he's a good coach.
I do too.
I think he's done a great job. And you look at that recruiting, guys; they're crushing it.
Their schedule's somewhat favorable too until their last 3 games are Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas. You don't want to get physically beat up going in, but then you have a month.
And
before
they're Alabama's homecoming opponent. Yeah, I like Elko. I think Texas, and their quarterback's back. Watch out. Hey, speaking of, real quick, I don't have a good time to do it. I'm going to try it. Speaking of Texas A&M screwing stuff up, they were number 1 in the entire country, unbeatable. And the word broke. They let the word get out. Bear Bryant was coming to Alabama. Then they lost 2 games. Damn.
I hear Leonard Skinner.
There you go. Sweet home Alabama, baby. Thanks, Mark. We'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Take care, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys. See y'all later. Bye.
You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights. But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's safe based